my first time on live on YouTube, and I could not figure out the computer. Hence, I'm coming from my phone, and I get to figure out how to see your comments in general. Okay, so how are you and who is here today? We will go through a few steps for you to understand on a deeper level where you at with your intimacy, right? Where you at with maybe your communication about intimacy, where you at about your relationships expectations and standards, and as well where you at, that it's a big one, right? Where you at with bringing all the past hurt, pain, and traumas in relationships, right, into your present and your future. So I would love to see. We'll give a minute or two to see if anybody else jump up. I would love to see if you guys hear me well. So if you can put maybe what do you call it, a comment, right? And let me know if you can hear me well. Oh, I can see the comments are here. Awesome. Chat viewing options. All messages are visible. Very good. So I will be able to see right now if you leave me a message or anything. Another thing, please put questions if you have any questions. Anything about, again, relationships, intimacy, right? Sensuality, vulnerability, deep connection, profound connection. As well, maybe you have questions of how to navigate when desire is there to connect and yet physically you still don't see any results and stuff. So anyways, keep putting any questions you want under. Maybe I'll have some time today. Maybe we will do another live because intimacy is a thing, not only of romantic relationships. Intimacy is a thing for you to have intimate relationship with yourself that bleeds into everything, every area of your life. If you're truly honest and raw and intimate with yourself, your mission, business, career will do well. Your relationships will blossom in a very different way. Okay, so your kids, oh, such a beautiful intimacy parents can build with the kids. Okay, so amazing, amazing, amazing. I still don't see, let me see, chat viewing options, live chat. Okay, so all messages are visible. Perfect. That's what I did, correct? Yes. So anyways, who is here? Thank you for showing up, and congratulations for both, two of you I see so far, right? Because you are a person that will seek to expand their human potential, to maximize their possibilities, right? There people that are showing up in different ways, I will say, than we used to, right? How we used to show up for ourselves. I don't think a lot of us were even had even any kind of cultivation in our families or past cultures, how to truly take care of yourself, how to truly show up for yourself, and what is that self-love. So thank you for whoever is showing up right now, and absolutely I appreciate as well everyone that will rewatch it. If you do find it valuable, please smash that like button. Maybe you can subscribe. I will continue with my lives now that I started it. I've been excited about it for a while. It just hasn't been good. Haven't feel called, right? Okay, so where are we gonna start? Have some notebooks, have a pen, and we will take it from here. First things that I would love to bring up to the surface is bringing past into your present and into your future in romantic relationships, in intimacy with anyone, really, right? How many of you, okay, and how often you have a reaction, you have a trigger, you have an opinion, you have an assumption because the event, the situation, the words that came out from a person's mouth, the look, the way they looked, the way they moved, reminded you of something from the past. Okay? Some of you that are watching this or will be watching this, I know, done quite a bit of a work. Congratulations, amazing. Yet check in, even if you've done the work, how much more and how often you keep bringing that past into your future. For example, if you haven't had a solid relationship for a while where you truly felt seen and heard, is it the first thought that comes into your mind when you going out on a date, when you're getting ready to jump back into dating, right, to life, world, whatever, when you're even thinking about the family? Like, do you bring that old energy of not sure, it's not happening, oh, this is all hard, right? Or love hurts? How many of us, check in, right, ask yourself a question: do I have a core belief that love hurts? Do I have a core belief that love is hard? So let's get down into the past is not coming anymore with us into the present or the future. Whatever you need to be, whatever you need to do or figure out or feel it out, you get to remove. You get to remove that mass of the past from your present and from your future. Look at your present and your future as blank canvas. What does that mean, blank canvas, for you? Now ask yourself the question: how differently you would operate, okay, if you would see every relationship, every new connection, or even in fact, it doesn't have to be new. I will go in it in a little bit, right? Yet all your connections, right, as a blank canvas. Meaning the possibilities, infinite possibilities are there, because if you describe a relationship, if you put a label or a title on the person, if you know their personal reality and their personality already, and that's what precisely that is, and it cannot be any other way, guess what? You are correct, you are right. This person cannot show up differently for you because you're holding them to their past, you holding to these expectations, right, of yours that you're bringing again from previous events. And in fact, most of our events that happened in the past has nothing to do the way you're feeling about them. It's always about the meaning that we put on these events, right? Can we say that for someone, divorce is a celebration, right? Like, oh, finally, like the torture of 20 years is done. Can we say for someone it's a heartbreak, right? Again, so there's so many ways to look at things. So perfect. You're asking yourself, how many times do I bring past to my present and to the future? How many times do I create from the past without even being aware of it, right? Because that's the thing. If we're not aware of it, we cannot do anything about it. Yet, if we are aware of it, we can shift things, right? We can start seeing and stepping out of our old perspective and seeing new perspectives, right? The world from a different angles. Maybe that bigger bird's view, right? Whatever that is. So ask yourself that, and ask yourself as well, is that past events that you maybe keep bringing, associating, still feeling that energy of those past events, still a little bit of a fear about these past events, do they support you to go wherever you want to go, or are they in your way? Okay? Because again, past does not have to be bad. If you're basing your ways of being on a beautiful evidence, as you had plenty of results, how awesome your relationships are, profound, how easy it is to speak your truth, to be raw and honest and authentic. Authenticity is one of the most important things while you're falling in love, while you're rising in love, while you're connecting with everyone. By the way, just a side note, right? I don't like the word just, yet I just said it. Okay, where was I? Got it. So, are they supporting you, or they're again leaking your energy? Because per se, for me, if I need any evidence, I can look back at my results and see how really it was easy to start speaking my truth, to be raw and honest. How many moments of frustration, resentment, and intensity, and headaches and arguments we saved because we showed up raw, right? Definitely. Then use sometimes this past to collect your evidence, to see your results, right? To shift for you, to stand in the energy, to be your ways of being, that it, again, it supports you to go anywhere you want to go. It supports your vision. Get your vision clear, because a lot of relationships, most of people walk into a relationship with the idea and the vision of what relationship is from the outside world, from the society, from the culture, their parents, yet they still have no clear vision what real romantic relationship means to them. So absolutely, even before you go to take out past out of your future, you get to clear up that vision of yours. What does it really mean to you being honest? What does it really mean to you being raw and connected and feeling seen and feeling heard? What is the relationship? How does the ideal relationship looks for you, right? So you get to clear up that vision, because there is billion ways of being, billion ways of relationships. None is wrong or right, none is bad or good. Remember, quantum field is neutral. You are the ones that put the meanings on it, right? We label something bad, we label something good. In fact, we are super meaning making machines, hence we get in trouble ourselves, right? And we get ourselves locked in fear. So you checked in with your vision. You're very clear how the relationships looks like for you, right? And then you start checking in. If you don't have those results, you don't have that vision. Either it's a romantic relationship, either it's a relationship with your child, either it's a relationship with your girlfriend. It doesn't matter. A friend, you know what I meant. I'm a girl, so for me it's a girlfriend. Where was I? Okay, so you have that clear vision, yet it does not align your results around you. So what do? You go in and you check in. Okay, what is in my way that I am not allowing myself to see the results precisely that I want, right? And first thing again, that today we're doing is checking in past to the present to the future. Okay, so write for yourselves down a few things. How much you bring past to the future? Does it serve you? Is it in your way? Does it match your vision? Does it support you to get there? And so on. And another thing that I will fully invite you, if there is something that you keep bringing from the past into your future, okay, see how can you let it go. See what hurts there still, right? Is the meaning that you put on that event in the past, like if you were cheated, if you were lied to, or whatever that is. Again, we put the meanings. Does it mean that you are unlovable? Is that the meaning that you put on? Right? That you're not worthy. So let's check in what hurts there and what does not. And another thing that's a side note that I'm bringing in. So I have worked with quite a few couples, and we've had and still having seen and will see plenty of profound results. And one rule that I will lay down, okay, that's my interpretation, so you don't have to take it. Please use discernment wherever you hear from me. Again, I would never ask you, right, to exchange my reality for yours. I am sharing my experiences, my interpretation. Whatever resonates with you, grab it and run with it. What doesn't, leave it on the side, okay? Yet, it is very, very, very important that clear vision, not bringing past to the future, and seeing if you are still bringing, what can you do about it? How can you feel it out? How can you walk through it so it stops bleeding into your relationships? And for couples that are at the position or in the space where they're not sure where they at and they want to figure it out, if you're choosing couples therapy and fully relying on it, it is still you wanting him or her to change. So you're still pointing out fingers, and when you're pointing out fingers and not taking full responsibility, the thing is, nothing in your life can shift profoundly yet. Most of my couples had profound results, not because they worked together, not because they focused on communication. Again, communication is great, but it's not as important as comprehension. And if a person has filters and has meanings from the past about his or her relationships, you can talk to them as much as you want to, they will not be able to hear it. So couples that are about to go into couple therapy, again, I'm not against it or anything, yet it does not get to be your main tool. You get to work on your own selves. I know a couple of my people can definitely, like, hands down declare it, like, yes, that's the results. When you work on yourself and you figure out what is out of balance here, right? Is it your mind and heart coherence? Are you fighting between those two? Is it, your right brain and left brain? Is it your masculine and feminine unbalance? Everything around you will start balancing. If you void this and will kind of surpass and skip this and will look outside for the results, you will look outside for the validation, for the change, it will not happen. The couple will stay stuck. So go ahead and do the couple therapy, not a problem yet. Why don't you take and figure out first, how do you operate? So then you can allow the partner fully in to see into you, to hear into you, to comprehend you as well. They gotta do it. Okay, so that's kind of a side note, yet I think it's very, very, very important that we don't rely on the other person fixing themselves, changing themselves, doing better, being better for us and our family. That's not how it works. The shift is from within. Okay, I have plenty of women that would say hands down, my husband shifted. I didn't even know how. Yet they had to step in and face everything themselves and not have any expectation. And we'll talk about expectations and standards on the other counterpart, right? On the counterpart, on the what do you call it? On the other side of the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful couple. So as we declare clear vision, done. How to figure out how do I operate? Beautiful. Hi, Greta. So to figure out how do you operate, literally what we're doing right now, right? So it is self-inquiry, questions you get to ask yourself, processes you get to do, right? Tears you get to cry out, maybe sometimes the screams, and you get to surpass, to learn to surpass your filter in your brain, right? Like your mind, your head, and truly listen to the heart center. Ella Supernova. Heart is amazing. It knows always. So self-inquiry is mostly, right? Precisely what we do with all the tribe here. As I just said, you get to ask yourself, you will know right now, Greta, do you bring past to the future? Do your relationships sometimes get some kind of energy from you, some kind of words, maybe associations, attacks, because it was familiar from you with the energy from your past, right? Maybe there was, I had my own experiences, plenty of those like that. You meet someone and it has the name of your ex that hurt you the most, and you're like automatically, oh, no, 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 no. No, another Alex, right? It's funny, and that's how it works. So now you already know, I'm constantly operating from the past relationship, meaning it's still hurting me, meaning I haven't seen myself, I haven't healed myself. Hence, maybe I don't get to walk into a new relationship right now, because the only person that I will attract, it will be match to my woundedness. So if you jump into a relationship while you're still fully bleeding, you will attract a person that matches your woundedness, and you will have to redance this dance again. Yet this next time, hopefully you choose to walk out differently. Okay, so that's definitely very, very important, because again, if you are jumping into a relationship out of loneliness, the person you attracted has the match of the loneliness. So and probably is as well, not secure and feeling incomplete, right, in a way. Because that's how it works. Everything is energy, as within so without, as above so below, as the heart so the soul. Here we go. So expectations versus standards. We're moving to a next part of this video. And Greta, thank you for that question as well. Let me know if I semi-answered, right? So again, to knowing thyself, you get to go on self-inquiry, you right? You get to have that third eye on the side to see yourself from this side. So awareness practice, all kinds of processes, stretches, on. It does support if there's someone, because it is very hard to see yourself in action. I even coaches have coaches. Not being aware of something is you're not being aware of something. You can't be aware of something if you're not aware of it, right? So that's the thing. Yeah, thank you, Greta, so much. Okay, so we're moving on to standards and expectations. And standards, I don't even know if it's a good word. I'm Lithuanian. In fact, apologies for sometimes my babbling and maybe the English is not fully correct. On the top of it, the subjects that I speak about, even in Lithuanian, I don't know some words, right? So my language might be sometimes all over as well, because it is not my first language. It is third, fourth, right? Whatever, third. And yeah, I learned it mostly here when I moved, so I wasn't a very good student back then. Giggles. So expectations versus standards. I call it standards because in Lithuanian you say standartai, meaning. Let me give you an example. So if I am running my own business, or even every corporation has rules, right? As simple as that. If there is a board meeting, everyone walks in, nobody is late. How do you keep those kind of rules? Simply, everyone usually keeps showing up that way, right? It's set rules. That's what it is. Now, per se, there are situations that the rules are set, right? Yet, the head of the office or corporate or your own business per se doesn't hold standard and doesn't show up on time, doesn't go all in for work, doesn't do this and that, right? So that when it becomes expectations, meaning I'm not doing that, but I expect you to do that, okay? So I don't have to stay loyal, but I expect everyone else to stay loyal. I don't have to speak the truth, but I expect everyone to speak the truth. That's an expectation. And I will invite you. Yes, listen to me. I will like all of you. Get that word, freaking expectations, out of your vocabulary, because it's always in your way. It will always set you up for a loss. Expectations has nothing to do with your standards, meaning that is how I live already. That is how I communicate already. Energetically, that's how I am set up. Physically, I'm matching my energetical body as well. So if I declared that I am in integrity, if I said I'll show up at 11 today, I showed up at 11 today, right? So meaning my energetical, emotional, physical bodies are all matching up, right? If I asked you not to lie, I will hold myself to the same standard, and no matter how uncomfortable that is, I will speak my truth. Now see, that's the thing that in my interpretation is one of the most magical, right? And yet a lot of people cannot grasp to how to work with it. When your standards are where you want to be and what your vision, right? That clear vision, you already live that. You already be that. The energetical body is so strong and imprinted with these standards that most of the people that come in and doesn't have the same energetical body with like integrity, intimacy, vulnerability, right? What do your relationship mean to you? Remember, I asked you, get clear vision. What does romantic relationship looks like to you, right? It doesn't have to be the standard one, mama, papa, and two kids. Like, to you, how does it look like? Do you even need the marriage license, right? Like, do you even, I don't know. So when you have the energetical body of your own standards, so the expectations that you think you want to have on others, you simply live it. The cool thing is, again, everyone that comes into your field, most of them already gonna align with your energy. People with integrity will be walking into your life. People with intimacy will be walking into your life. People that are seeking this will be walking into your life, because again, like attracts like, right? So let's check in. This is very important. The couples constantly, again, cannot get out of that lack mentality, of that valley of the darkness, right? Because they keep looking at each other and it's like, he needs to do it. No, she needs to do it. Well, I expect him to change. And so no expectations. You be that first. That's when you get to ask from someone, because that's how you live. This is your norm. This is your minimum. Your integrity is, it's the basics. You feeling emotionally seen and heard, it's basics. That's how in every relationship I feel, with my mother, with my friends, even with my clients, right? So how can a person walk into my life that absolutely gonna mismatch that, right? They might do so, yet they're gonna bounce back very fast. Or I will be aware very fast as well. The energy is very different. Okay, so no expectations, hold the standard of your vision. Whatever your vision is, be that now. Do not ask from the outside world to come in and shift and change and fix it up. We don't need fixing up in general. We're whole and complete. We've always been that. That little tunnel of the darkness is the illusion. That the only thing where really it's light, that every single problem out there, again, delusion with an illusion. So amazing. I actually loving this. I don't know. How are you people, beautiful people, doing that? You're loving this or not? Again, ask any questions you want, and in the long run, I'll do another live or anything. I'll answer. Sometimes I answer questions through the posts as well, as you know, as you're aware of it. And I, one more time, appreciate all of you that are here, that are maximizing your heart's potential, your mind's potential, that are maximizing possibilities for others as well. Because when you shift, when you show up differently, when you show up as your higher self, you are giving permission for everyone else to shift, for everyone else to heal. So thank you. And it is not only about romantic relationships. Intimacy with yourself is the most important. As I shared in the beginning of this video, either it's with your kids, with your work, with your mission, with your project, right? With your friends. It does not really matter. So this is really awesome that you're here and you're being it, because it's always more about being it, yet you're doing it as well. So thank you, because it's not only going to bleed in your romantic relationships, this is going to bleed into the rest of all the areas of your life. Okay, so as we understood, no freaking past into the future. The vision is very clear. After I have the vision very clear and I see every relationship and every day as a white canvas, I choose how I see it and I hold my standard. I have no expectations. That's how it's going to go. I'm okay with what is, yet I always hold my standards, no questions asked. Meaning my relationships are raw, they're authentic, they're naked, they're deep, they're crazy, and I love it, right? So this is a standard. Beautiful. The last yet not least, I'm not gonna keep you long first time. We don't want to get overwhelmed. And in fact, Greta, how you asked about how do you know how you operate. So the self-inquiries, again, it's not about only asking questions, right? You ask a question, then you go into those answers, then you feel those answers, then you dig a little more deeper. And once you realize something, once you see something, you ask yourself, how can you shift it? And if this is working for you, right? If it doesn't working, you get to shift. After you realize these things as the same, you get to imprint it, you get to integrate it, meaning you get to step into some kind of action about that realization as well. So today, a few questions that we answer, like there is more I gave you yet. The main ones that you gotta check in today is 3, right? So the past to the future, expectations versus standards, maybe 4. Do you have a clear vision? I added, right? And then we're going into intimacy, right? And communication, comprehension, like how do you talk to each other in romantic relationships about intimacy in sex, right? How do you talk to each other when a money financial problem arrives, right? Per se, you're as a couple. How do you communicate and comprehend each other? Is it about, again, blaming or some shaming or kind of meeting each other very heavy and hardcore? Or do you truly take responsibility and communicate in the way that other person does not ever feel threatened, yet they are able to see what you feel? Okay, so today I'll give you one little tool. Well, all of these are tools, yet this is a tool for you to check in. How do you respond to a partner, especially if it's a romantic partner right now I'm talking, okay? And per se, you're going deep into intimate stuff as, you know, sex, sensuality. I mean, money is a big one as well, although it's absolutely delusion and fake yet. You know, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. Today we're sticking intimacy, although I'll definitely going to do lives about starseeds and cosmic children and the great awakening and the consciousness shift that is happening. Yo, I'm very, very excited. And this lifetime is the best lifetime to be here, people. Celebration is in order. So how do you communicate when you want to say something that you know might be uncomfortable to your husband, to your boyfriend, to your girlfriend, you know, to whatever? So I will invite you, first of all, always start with appreciation. Okay? Appreciation, acknowledgement, gratitude, whatever that is. Because if we meet each other and we right away start with a negative, if we right away start with like, hey, do you see what you did? What happens? What happens when you feel, guys, attacked? Beautiful guys and ladies, right? We close out. You're automatically putting each other for a fail because the other person feels attacked, again, not because you're attacking them. All these little things come from our childhood. These are the traumas that we gathered, accumulated up to 7-year-old. And then from 7, it kept imprinting harder and harder, especially if we kept closing our hearts and cycling into the same relationships, yet with another person. Collecting evidences, I am the loser. See, it never works out for me. See, the money is hard, the love is hard. See, nobody understands me. Those people will automatically react. And it is not even their fault. I know we're like, how dare you speak to me that way? Yet you gotta understand, it's their traumatic children talking. It's literally, we're 5 and 7-year-olds with the IDs and credit cards in adulthood body. But that's about it. We are all emotionally, mentally stuck in our childhood, okay? Where we had the most traumas. And again, if we kept closing our hearts, if we kept collecting evidence how bad everything is, it kept imprinting throughout the years. So even right now, when you start talking to your loved one, when you start talking to your romantic partner about something that is intimate, deep, and you don't know how to share as well, you might come from a place where it's pain, and he might be in a place where it's painful. So for you starting to throw pain at each other, or to prove how he hurt you more, or whatever that is, again, it will close your hearts out. Your inner children will not feel freaking safe. You will not get down to the bottom of the problem, meaning the problem cannot be dissolved. You'll just be covering with the band-aids that, again, in the long run builds resentment, and in the long run people don't even know where to start clearing up their relationships. Hence, they just go apart because there's too much resentment built up. So when I come up to confront someone or to share something that hasn't working for me, maybe to ask, to ask to see into me, to hear into me, I come first of all with acknowledgement, with appreciation. This person is in your life already, okay? No matter how bad they seem right now, they're in your life, meaning you have the same frequency in you. There is a mirror that's mirroring within you as well. So don't be mad at them. Don't, right? Like, you were there with him. How did you end up in one spot? Amazing. Look at them as their maximum potential. Walking into the conversation with acknowledgement, appreciation, right? And seeing them for the light that they are. Do you think you're putting yourself for a win? Again, if you're coming with energy that has space, has compassion, right? And no matter what's in front of you, has the patience to know that the other one is the light as well, that the other one can, that I can. Okay, so it's amazing. It's an absolutely energy shift. You walk in to talk to someone already seeing them as the most beautiful, as their potential, right? So they'll feel it. Your energy comes from different place. You're not coming to blame. You're not coming to shame. You coming to understand each other, to comprehend where the pain is coming from. And again, you're not asking them to really do anything. If you want to talk, you want to feel seen and heard, yet the shift gets to be within the most, okay? So again, within. I appreciated this person. Now I can go in what does not work for me. And yet, a lot of us start the sentence with, you did it. You said this. You know how you made me feel? The moment you said he made me feel, she made me feel, what are you doing? You're giving your power away. Meaning, you're saying that the circumstances around you are way more powerful than you. Remember, he cannot do anything to you if you don't allow. She cannot lie. She cannot deceive if you don't allow. We always know deep inside. We just pretend not to know, right? If you're thinking right now you don't know something in your relationship, ask yourself, what are you pretending not to know? Okay, so we walked in, we acknowledged the person, we appreciated that they're in our lives, and in fact appreciated that they're taking time right now to hear me. Then I go into what is not working for me yet. I am not putting responsibility on them. I can share it from a perspective of an inner child, from a perspective of how I felt in my heart. Yet again, I am the one that taking the responsibility. And then you always finish the conversation with another gratitude, okay? With another thank you. And even if the conversation didn't go as well as you planned, you still appreciate yourself and them. Why? Because you walked through it. And even if it looks like a shit show, because you have a gratitude for it, guess what? Universe will shift things around for you to see these results. So welcome to manifesting. Welcome to creating your reality. Welcome for taking a stand and responsibility for your own relationship. Either it's romantic, either it's with your mother, with your child, or with a good friend of yours. Thank you for being the possibility for everyone else as well. Imagine you walking into every relationship and not bringing the past into the future. Having clear vision how raw, authentic, and honest and vulnerable those relationships are. Imagine not asking from outside anything and having any expectation. Seeing them as the light, seeing them as possibility, seeing them as the maximized human potential, and holding the standard for your vision, holding that standard within, stacking all your emotional, mental, and physical bodies the way you want your relationships to be. And at the end, imagine being able to communicate in the way that you hear each other, in the way that your hearts stay open, in the way that he, she comprehends and sees into you, hears into you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for doing the work. Ask yourself these questions. See what is still hurting. Are you still putting expectations outside? Right? Are you still demanding of something that you are not embodying? Correct? I saw a what do you call it? I saw a comment. Yes, thank you. I saw a comment again, but yet again, I'm on my phone and I didn't figure it out very well. Forgive me, it's my first time on YouTube Live, and I trust the next time will be much easier, and I will figure out how to work it on my computer as well. I will look at the comments and I will answer them. It might not be within today or tomorrow. Sometimes it takes time. I do get a lot of messages. My apologies whenever I don't talk to. I feel so much love for everyone and each of you. Thank you for expanding. We are in really tremendous consciousness shift on this beautiful earth. So for you stepping into doing the work, it is because of people like you the shift is happening. Okay, so go out there, love yourselves fully. Don't give a shift how others see you. You get to be your best friend. In fact, you are the love of your life. And then start stepping into your vision of the relationships. Start stepping into the standards and holding that energy and that kind of space. No expectations, and see into each other who you really are. Whole and complete and brilliant. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye, beautiful people. Now, okay, let me see. How do I do this? Device rotate. So, share. So I guess I do share, right? I have no idea. Bye.